Welcome back to, I guess, week 2 of How to CAD. Thank you for being here again. Um, Hope you guys had a great week. You perhaps were able to practice a little bit. If not, don't worry because I came up with a very interesting warm-up exercise to revise many other things from last week. But yes, so let's go ahead and get started. We have a lot of things to do today. So this is the agenda that I have planned for today, which is first reviewing obviously some stuff for last week, right? Because these are new things and I want to really make sure that things are well done. And then we're gonna learn two new things today, which is the spline tool. The spline tool is like drawing freely in space. I think it's super useful, and also how to bring pictures, which perhaps if you really practice the stuff from last week and the stuff from today, you might be like super well equipped to do like already a lot of things. And the demo projects are we'll design a logo together. Well, that's gonna be on the second half. But then I thought I was for some reason I'm thinking about like Japanese coins the other day, and I thought that perhaps that would be an interesting thing to design together. So that's what we're gonna design at first, a coin. And you'd think that is simple. I don't think it's as simple to design a coin, so we'll give that a shot. And then I'll show you the airplane safety card that I did. Yeah, so last time we designed the calculator and the cake. Were you guys able to give those a shot? Perhaps at least a calculator later, no? Or any questions that you guys might have about these? It's okay if you don't have any now, like we can, as we go, you guys will probably have questions. Yes, again, Mario reminding you of questions. So my plan for now, I want to design this together, this coin. Uh, I don't think it's difficult at all. And I posted there some of the dimensions. Apparently, Japan has like these 1 yen coins. They're not, I think they're worth in the exchange rate like 1 US cent. To give you an idea of like what the exchange rate is. And I think it's an interesting way to revise some of the things from last week, but also bring to life things from today. So if you go to, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second, and I'm gonna, let's see in the chat. Slides are visible perfectly. Thank you. All right, so now I'm gonna go here to the Japanese yen. I'm gonna share. So just go to Google Images, just write Japanese 1 yen and find this picture in here, the one that I have over there. So what I'm gonna do with this picture is I'm gonna, yeah, you can see it in Spanish. I'm gonna open it here in a new tab, and I'm gonna save this picture. And I'll save it somewhere as, actually, I might take a screenshot directly of this. That might be better. I'm not sure whether it's gonna allow you to save it as a picture, so you can just screenshot that. Let me go here to, I call it Japanese 1 yen. And I'm gonna come back here. So I leave this picture up in there. And then I go here to week 2. Actually, I'll go here to the class demos folder. So I create a new folder. We'll call it week 2. Okay, so I'll leave it here. All right, so once you have the picture, so now we're gonna create a new file. So I'll go here to create. Now document, call it the Japanese 1 yen. A public document, very good. And now, all right, so here's where the review aspect of last week starts. So perhaps could someone tell me how do you start a sketch? Do you guys remember that? Yes. But what like button do I select from there? The schedule perfectly, yes. Okay, we're gonna do like a I'm gonna ask you guys questions like this. All right, so you click sketch and then you select like say the front plane in there. Very good. And now I'm just gonna move this tab down there. And now the new thing that we're gonna do today is that there's this button over here. where it says DXF. So you click in this little triangle and you click on insert image. And now, obviously, there's no images yet to insert. So you go to where it says import. And I'm gonna go to the one that I just have, which is the Japanese one yen. And I click abrir in Spanish, which means open. Very good. And then now it says that it imported. So then I'm gonna bring it. It's asking you to then draw, like click a point, and then you can draw it in here. So I'm just gonna bring it there. Very good. And then if you click on the image, you can like move it around. So I'll drop it here for now. All right, so you guys were able to bring the picture. Now, from what I looked online, this picture is 20 millimeters in diameter. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'll go here to center circle, and I will draw just a circle like that. And then if you guys remember, if I click the letter D, and I can click the letter D, I can then give this a dimension. So I'll give this 20 millimeters. Very good. So now I'm gonna move this picture like this. And then perhaps I can click on letter D. I can dimension that in there to be 20. Very good. And I can make it roughly, there we go, just roughly match. So you have the circle that I drew and the picture of the coin more or less are aligned. So let me know once you get to more or less this point. Question. Okay, very good. So let's continue. I'm assuming hopefully some people are fine. Yeah, so we reached this point. So now it's actually super easy what we'll start doing. Because looking at the picture in there, I'm gonna start in this particular sketch. I'm gonna start drawing all of the outlines. And so you see what I mean by outlines in just a second. So for instance, I'm gonna grab here circle. I'm gonna click here on the point because now we know that that point matches the origin of the circle. And I'm gonna draw a circle that goes all the way up to there. Then I'll draw another circle that goes all the way up to here. Then another one that goes all the way up to there. Then I think, all right, so let's draw those ones. As you can see, you'll see because of the picture, right? It's like a little bit angle. And because it's a little bit angle, like that bottom circle doesn't match, at least that part in there doesn't match the side in there. Doesn't matter. We're gonna do it this way because I think it's simpler. So hopefully you draw those three circles, because then now we're gonna do my favorite part, which is learning the spline tool. So if you go to this little command in there, and we're gonna do this slowly, right? There's no rush, honestly. This is what I call the spline tool. And by that is that I can zoom in here and just draw like a bunch of points. And you see how I'm just trying to follow the curvature. And when you're done, you click escape. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. In there. So then I think I'm gonna grab the line command. Just gonna, oh, grab here. Go all the way up. So we're tracing the outline of the one. Here. Good. Then I'm gonna draw a bunch of lines. It doesn't need to be perfect. In fact, like when I was practicing a little bit for today, I did it quite quickly, and the result, I'm not being as diligent as with you guys right now. Here, doing slowly, point by point, and the results are still pretty good. So obviously, the more patience that you put into this, the better the results will be. And also with the spline tool, if you click on one of the points, you can drag it a little bit and you can adjust like the curvature of these things to better match, I suppose, the picture. Oh, straight. Yes. So straight line is this button over there. You have to change the command, and to change command, you click the escape button. Yeah. So that one like finishes. But I'll walk around just to help you in just a second. I just wanna draw. This in here. So you see how it's slowly coming together now, like in one of my favorite movies, which is called Karate Kid, right? Like there's easier ways of doing this, but because we're learning together, right? I wanted to go through the pain, so doing the tedious way. So I'm gonna ask you as well to do the outline of the Japanese characters down there too. So it's not just the one, otherwise it would be too easy. The point of using the spline tool is to make complicated geometries. So as I start going around, once you're finished with the one, right, also do the characters down there. And I'll just do, before I start myself, I'm gonna finish in here. Escape. So now you know if whatever thing that you're doing here at MIT doesn't pan out, you can always work for a coin making company. Right? You can this if those exist, I have no idea whether they exist or not, whether people still use coins or not. Zoom people, if you're there, feel free to like unmute yourself if you have any questions. There we go. I'm gonna stop here for now to walk around the room to answer any questions, but yes, you guys should continue with the characters down there, which I'm really not sure what it means. I think it says this in here, 30in Chinese means 39 years, but I'm not sure what 39 years they're referring to. And it's also Japanese, so it's kind of weird. But, well, I'm gonna continue. Just feel free to stop me. I'm gonna start tracing the characters as well. Oh, and it does interesting.
Yeah, it won't like try to automatically like make your sketch to another part or something. So like instead of like that orange showing up, say it's like now like
I like that we're tracing the Chinese characters. These are not very difficult because there's gonna be a point later where I'm gonna ask you to trace the Coca-Cola logo, which I think is a lot more involved, and we're gonna do it's gonna be a very similar method to the one that we're using right now. So obviously we do have to learn this quite well. Otherwise that would be a lot more challenging. So we'll take our time, there's no rush. In fairness, drawing the Japanese coin, which is what we're doing now, it's a little bit more difficult than drawing the logos. But that's why I'm glad that we're doing this, because it illustrates something a little bit more powerful than doing the logos. Actually, we're going to translate. Okay. I'm just confirming that the character that we're writing is indeed the one that is correct. Apparently in Japanese you say Toshi for Nien. That's this character over there. If you're curious about how to draw it. So this means 39 years. So let's draw these ones over here. Yes, but not yet. In the sketch that we're doing now, just the front face. And then depending on whether you guys wanna We'll do the back face too. I think it's gonna be easier than this one. But now we'll focus on the front face. Yeah, it looks decent. I wouldn't say I'm obviously the more time you put into the trace, the better the result will be. Um, so don't stress too much. Okay, I'm done with my characters. So I'll walk around helping you guys with any questions that you have. But when you reach this point, let me know. Just raise your hand or something. I'm gonna, if you're done, just click on check. Hopefully it's not gonna complain. Sometimes it takes a little bit. In my case, it might take just a second. So I'm gonna wait. But you can right click where it says sketch one, and there's a little tab that says rename. I need to click here and wait. And when you click on rename, just call it master sketch. Because we're not gonna do anything with that. Oh, there we go, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna do exactly that. Rename master sketch. Very good. So now is where the fun starts. So you see all of these planes. Actually, I want to get rid of them because they are bothering me. So you can click on the little hide symbol. We already have all the. Actually, the only one that I'm gonna leave is the front one. Oh, okay. So now we're gonna give this life. And the way to give this life is that we're gonna go here to where it says sketch. And I'm gonna create a sketch that is also in the same plane, so front plane. And now maybe I think I may have mentioned this last week. If not, there's a command that's called project entities. So all of the stuff that we did in that sketch, we're gonna start using it. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is you can click on this command. Where is it? I don't know if I, well, let me, project, here, this one. So you're clicking that line and just click on that one. So what it does is that it brings like that circle to the current working plane. So once you've done that, then click on extrude, and I'm gonna extrude that by 1.2 millimeters. But that's apparently the dimension of the coin. Very good. So now yes, I can hide the front plane. I don't need it anymore. So then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a sketch here in the top face, and I'll click here on project, and I'm gonna project the second circle. And I'm gonna click here in extrude, and I'm gonna click on remove, and maybe I'll remove like 0.1 or maybe 0.2. You see how we're starting to give the coin a little bit of life. And then I'll click here on sketch, I'll click on that face, and then on project, and I'll click on the third circle. And that one, I'm gonna click on remove, and I'm gonna remove 0.1. See how we're giving like the, I think it looks and it's gonna be our version of the coin. Do you guys want me to go over that again in this process? Yeah, so let me. I can just move the bar in time. So essentially, what I've done is I created a new sketch, which is this one in here. Actually, let me just go from here. So I'm gonna go here to sketch. And I'm gonna choose the front plane, which is the same one that we were working on before. And then you click in where it says project, which is that command over there. And for project, I'm gonna click on the outermost circle first. And then you go to extrude, and I'm gonna give that 1.2 millimeters. Once you've done that, then you go here to sketch, and now you're gonna choose the top face of that circle. And then you go to where it says project, and I'll click on, I guess, the next outermost circle, and you go here to extrude, but I wanna do a remove, which is when you're removing material, and I'll remove by, I think it said 0.2. And you say, okay. You see how I'm starting to give that a little bit of volume, and then I'm gonna do the exact same thing in there. I'll do now a sketch on that face, and I'll click on project, and I'll choose the next circle. And I click on, and I remove 0.1 this time. I'll go over. What I'll do now is I'm gonna go here to sketch. I'll go to the now this face in here, and I'm gonna go here to project, and I'll start projecting each one of these guys. It's gonna be a tedious process. I mean, you can select the entire sketch, but that will come with other stuff too. I think it's again Karate Kid kind of attitude. Now you have to first do it manually, and then you'll discover more efficient ways of doing it. I guess it's applicable because this is a Japanese coin, right? So Karate Kid, Japan, right? It's a fits the analogy. Slowly. If you didn't draw the characters or you're a little behind, you can project another feature, say like the circle over there, and give that some volume as well. I'm not sure about you guys, right? But every time I do exercises like this, like trace, it's a very relaxing thing to do. You know, you sit down, maybe have a cup of coffee, like me yesterday at 11 p.m. when I was working on on a model that I'll show you afterwards. After a long day of work, this puts me on the mood. Take your time. I think the back side of the coin will be a lot easier than the front side. You guys will know better the workflow. One thing that is super important that I can help you guys with afterwards is that you have to make sure that your sketches are closed, which means that there's no open gap. And I think in mine, they're fine. Yeah, so now I have all of the characters, so I'm gonna give them, I'm gonna extrude them upwards. Let's see if it allows me, hopefully yes. Oh, there's a question in the chat. Oh, to zoom in and zoom out, just use the ball in your mouse. Here, wait until this works. Mm. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this program is that it's doing stuff like this in SolidWorks. It doesn't crash as easily. Now the computer is now complaining that it's too complex. You see, it's asking me to like, oh, there we go. Finally. Onshape. We're gonna choose each one of these. You have to be patient, as you can see with the computer. There you go. So now you can see how I brought my characters all the way up by 0.1. And now I can just do, I guess, another sketch here in the front. And all I'm gonna do I walk around, I promise, helping all of you guys, but I just wanna show you what would be the next step for those of you that are more advanced in the process. Are tracing like this. Now I'll do another sketch. Oh no, I don't want that one. There we go. And then once you're done, you can hide the master sketch. Well, you want, this is the, I suppose, the front side of the Japanese coin. You see that, yes, there's not as much of a gap as I would like there to be, which means I might go back to sketch 8. I might edit this one. And here I'll make it into a construction geometry. And I'll make a circle that is a little bit smaller. Maybe up to there. Make it 11. There we go. Probably you reach a point that looks like it. You see that making the coin is not as easy as you would imagine it to be. But once you more or less learn this process, you can make a lot more than just a coin, which is the part I find crazy. Oh wow. Another variant of the coin, which I just realized that you could do is if you go, I guess I'm gonna make like I'm gonna go to here, right? And let me show you the master sketch. I can do a sketching here, right? Like on the top, and I can just go convert that one. And then as you had it, right? I'm gonna convert all of the numbers. Mm, and then one command that you can choose is this one in here. Where is it? I think it's no. Where's my friend? The offset entities. I always forget. Oh, here. This button in there. If you click that button, and now I click on each one of these lines. again. It's like I can make like a exact profile of the one or of the number, but just like say by some amount. So I can say, okay, good. That is, oh, did you do it? No. Oh, I'll do it again. No, oh, shit. This is just like I guess, an alternative approach. Um, just like that. And I can say escape, and I can give that like 0.2. So now we have like an easier way of making like the outline of the one. Although I won't do it like that. I'll just I'll go back to here. I'll just There's a question in the chat. What? Oh, thank you, Donnie. Have a good one. Okay, so let me go around. We're gonna now. One thing that we'll do here is that yes, I promise I will walk around and I'll help you, but I wanna at least show you how I would do the backside of this thing. So it's as easy as going to the backside, right? And I'm gonna there we go. Literally tells you that that's the back. So now I'm gonna do another sketch here on that face, and I'm gonna bring again the picture. I'm gonna bring again the Japanese yen picture. Just put it like that. And now I'm gonna dimension this back to 20, which is so it's important to be consistent, right? With how you did the front side. That way the back side is easy. And I am gonna move the picture to match again the back side. So if you guys allow me, let's give it a shot. We can do it rather quickly. It doesn't need to be like super duper detailed. But I think I'd rather focus now on the coin because it's a little bit more complex than doing a logo. The logo is a lot easier, and in fact, I already recorded it myself. You'll see it afterwards doing a couple of those. So let's give the backside a shot. So let's start tracing again. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing as before. I'll do that circle, and I'll do the circle, and let's do the characters. Yeah. A little bit. So these things, just for your cultural understanding, I know it in Chinese, right, but not in Japanese. But this is ru, that's ben, and that's guo, which means Japan. Yes. You not only learn how to CAD, you learn a few words in Japanese. I think this is Nippon. This is ri, ben, guo. Is that the Japanese kanji, like these ones, which are the traditional ones, they are based on Chinese characters. That's why I can read a few of them. Like this. Yeah, it looks easy. And you can click on the points and drag them around if you don't like their position. Play around with them. Now, actually, I need to go to my friend Google Translate and yeah, so there's that little guy in there. Okay, we'll see here how we do that. Okay, so now the challenge is you can find now if you're bored a coin that you really like, right? Maybe one that you perhaps have or one that is very expensive and you can now design it as long as you have a picture of both sides. You can just bring it inside and make a model, or you can make a massive coin, like something fun like that. You can make a collar made out of coins. Or another great application of this was today we're doing coins, but it's just you can do all sorts of things with pictures. There was a guy that he came to me for help because his grandma's sewing machine, the gear broke, but he had a picture of the gear. So we put the gear into the software and we designed the gear, just tracing it all around. I'll give you an idea of like, and we made it even better than the original gear. It was like I know very old gear. So now you can start solving your own challenges. All right. So with the flowering here, this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna start tracing perhaps uh, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna trace on one sketch the stem and in another one the flowers. And we'll see how that goes. Also, feel free to if you have any questions. I'm just looking at the computer now, but feel free to stop me at any point. I can stop. I just wanna. I promise I will stop once I finish tracing this. That way I can walk around helping all of you. As you can see, I get very excited when I CAD. That looks decent. Now the flowers are gonna be fun. In here, so let's go here to spline. And we can make also this interior part, cause why not? You can imagine, right, that the people that actually design coins, in my opinion, like yes, they probably do like the workflow. I would imagine that yes, they draw it out maybe on like some by hand or in some 3D program, but then they would probably make a 3D model like this, right? Because then you're making an injection mold or like those big massive machines, right? That they used to like stamp all of the coins. And so you do need at some point a 3D model. So yes, this is, if you ask me, this is potentially how, or they would use a similar approach, how people would do it in real life. I'm not in the coin business myself, sadly, but if you guys are curious, you can look it up and tell me next time whether this is a realistic way of doing it. I'm gonna do this demo of that. I'll probably do a bunch of. I'm gonna bless you. I'll do a bunch of arches, as you can see here, just to close them off. You'll see what's the point of the arches later, not yet. These will be important afterwards. And also, like all of the files, right? They are on the website, so you can always just make a copy of this one, right, and play around with it on your free time. So those are all of the leaves. 4 leaves on each side. Look at that. Very, very symmetric the design. And when you're done, just click on check mark and you can rename this sketch as master sketch number 2. So I'm gonna start walking around, but if you're already in this stage, you can start by yourself doing a similar thing to what we did previously, which is just creating sketches and extruding individually. I'm gonna rename it sketch 2. Master sketch 1, master sketch 2. Very good. I'll be back in just a second. I guess I'm gonna start in here just doing a little bit of the backside of this. So I'm gonna click here in sketch and I'll do the reverse process to before. So I'm gonna convert. There we go. This one right there, and I'm gonna remove 0.2. Yeah. Did it do it? Oh, it didn't do it. Mm. That was that line. Oh, I see. Third, extrude downwards. Part two. Sketch. Convert. Mm, There we go. I guess I'm gonna start converting all the characters. Oh, I realized. Apparently, when you're converting entities, it allows you to select if it is a closed body, it allows you to select everything like this, as you can see, which is a lot more convenient instead of having to go individually. Just click on roughly the center of the.
I gotta go.
Oh,
See you next week.
thank you for coming. That should work. There we go, the characters in there. And I'm gonna bring the tree. So master sketch. delete, delete all of those. Those flowers yet. There we go. Yeah. Just start again. There we go. Mm. Okay, slowly coming together on my friend. It's just I've been struggling a little bit. Maybe I'll show you how to do the tree at least. That's why I was a little bit silent for last minute. Um, I will finish just one more detail and then I'll go back to walking around. But I mean, you'll see it in the video how I came up to this point. Yeah, the leaves are interesting, I would say. They're not too easy to do. I'm just gonna do one last sketch here in the top face. I'm gonna bring, there we go, these details. I forgot to do it. Serving data. Yes, I'll do a spline. Oh, and I can just, yeah, I can just remove that by 0.05. Yeah, this is roughly the back side of the coin. You have the front side, back side, and then I'm just gonna say add a appearance to part one. I'll make this gray. I think it looks. I wish I could actually maybe there we go. Just go back. There we go. Now it looks roughly like the color. And if you want to go more pro on all of this stuff, you go here to where it says fillet. And you can start giving this maybe some edges, right? So you can say, right, I want that to be 0.01. Is that too much or? Oh, there we go. You can select the edges in here, like this. It's like all, it looks round. And I think if you do fillet and I click on the face, yes, it kind of goes all the way through. I'm not sure I like how it looks like there. So maybe a better thing that I could do is perhaps I can fillet those little interior. I don't think it's worth it. That would be too much. It would be too much work to do something like that. So maybe yes, I'll come from, maybe I'll chamfer. I'll do just equal distance 0.05. I'll choose all of the faces. This. It looks more classy, like a little bit of thickness in there. I think I'll do the chamfer as well on that one too. There we go. A little bit more pro. Maybe in here, I'll do it only on the leaves. Nice. I just want to show you guys one last thing, which is, yeah, so this is the coin and you can watch it afterwards. But let me just go back to, well, I can show you the slides, or I can show you directly in Onshape here. So if you go to, in the website, right, you can find all of the links if you just click on like that link in there, it takes you to the stuff that I designed. So let's wait until that one opens. So remember how I said I was gonna design a safety card? I did do it, which is like the airplane one. The coin is actually more difficult in my opinion. I'm glad that we did the coin instead of the. But the files are there, so you can go to the website and take a look. I'll put some classical music as background, like the previous video. You can watch it if you want to try that, or a slightly simpler thing than the safety card. Let me just go back here. Is the Phillies logo. I was just at a baseball game and they happened to have won. And actually, these logos, even again, the coin was difficult compared to this. Is just a top side. It took me 30 minutes to this one. It will take you about the same time to you guys. So you can practice with this. But the original purpose of today was designing a logo. I'll let you do it afterwards on your free time. But the files are there and you can play around with them, but it's not, I don't think it's too complicated. Then let me just see if there's anything else on the slides that I wanted to show you. No, just like the logos, how it came back. And just for next week, I think it's gonna be very fun. Let me actually, I'll share my entire screen in here. We're gonna design, think about fidget spinner designs. We're gonna design a fidget spinner together. And then the castle, maybe we may or may not have time, but that is not the actual model of the castle that I wanna do. The purpose of the castle is making a lot of patterns. And we're gonna design every brick individually and we'll make it a lot of details. So I think that's gonna be interesting. So you guys are becoming toy designers slowly. And that doesn't tend to be the purpose of the class, but they're very, very good examples. So I'm gonna just exit here for a second. I'll go back here, but and yes, and this is the website. It already has like all of the files from last time. You just click on like the link, right, and it takes you to like the piece, so you can just copy it in your own Onshape stuff. Yeah. So coming back to this, do you guys have any last questions? I still be here, but I just wanted to like just to finish the video. No. Well, I just walk around. Like. Anyway, Zoom people, thank you for watching. Otherwise, I'll stop sharing now. Yeah.
Leuchten aus Elisa